Hello and what the heck is up, my Atlantean? For today's video, let's get right into it. So, as you can tell from my shirt, I'm a very big fan of what we're about to open today. Today, it's literally dusty. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. But that's the point of opening all these dolls. So, here we have the Creature of the Black Lagoon Skellector doll, and we're going to be opening this up today, and we're going to be getting a close look at everything that they are. So going back to the time when this one was released, I think I was just like so excited to have more Universal monsters in our Monster High universe, and I think it's really fun because it's like, this is Laguna's mom. It's like having an idea of what their parents could have looked like in Monster High times. So like fun to me, like so exciting. Creature of the Black Lagoon has always been like very, very close to my heart. The movie, I've been a fan of Universal monsters for so long, and one of the ones that are my absolute favorite is the Creature of the Black Lagoon. This is basically what the box looks like. This is what the Skellector box looks like for the Creature of the Black Lagoon. It's not very exciting, but I think the doll kind of speaks for itself. We'll get into the actual looks of the doll later, but this is what the front of the box looks like. And then on the side here we have a beautiful close-up of the Gill Lady, I guess that's what we're gonna call him. And then on the back we have a really pretty image of, this is a particular scene in the movie when the creature kind of reaches its claws into the boat. Though I'm trying to understand if this is from the inside or the outside of the boat. But what I do like is that it is the original creature's hand. So yeah, I think for Universal monster appreciators, this is kind of something that you might appreciate in particular. And then on the side we just have the Creature of the Black Lagoon, and then on the top there's nothing, and on the back it's just the legal stuff. And then the way you open this is you open it from the sides here, and then you have, first of all, you have two sides for the box, and then here is what the actual Skellector doll looks like. So wow, I mean after purchasing her, I got to look at her and I just liked her for a little bit, but I think it's mostly because I've been moving around at the time that I bought this. I never really got the opportunity to really sit down and look at her. Yeah, this is what she looks like. So this is the scene. This is a scene in the movie when they're kind of going down to see how far they can go. Little do they know, the creature is kind of just swimming around in there, and you can even see the little measuring blocks that they have, which is really cool. We have the stand, we have the doll. It doesn't really come with anything else, but the background is what really makes it, I think. This is a fancy collector doll, so they don't have too much to stimulate you with, because the doll should be basically that by itself. That's just words. And then on the back we have an image of it's the final scene when the diver is trying to kill the Gill Man. So he's in there with his little harpoon situation, and it says Creature from the Black Lagoon at the top, and it says Creature from the Black Lagoon doll, Devonian Expedition Log at number 70, date 2/12, time 1954. Oh, is that the year the movie came out? And then it shows the actual location. So 3.4563S, 62.2159W, which I would assume is the Amazon in Brazil, because that's where it's based off of. Then it says, this may be the most exciting moment since arriving at the Black Lagoon. Our group of scientists had yet to unlock any secrets of the Devonian fossil in our possession, and questions abounded. Is this the bridge between man and land animal? Does this piscine amphibious humanoid really exist? Well, it lies in the mysterious depths of the lagoon. I thought we may never get our answers until the ominous ripple in the water. A flash of green, and there it was. The legend in a killer swimsuit and harpoon heels. Surely my eyes deceived me. I drew closer, the moonlight gliding across its shimmery scales and green gills as it locked eyes with me. A trespasser on its land. Before I could gasp, it slipped back into the murky water, taking its secrets deep below. If it's what I think I saw, it's the greatest find yet. The creature from the Black Lagoon. Dun dun dun. Yeah, so I think that was a really, really good tribute to the original movie. Cause like in the movie, okay, I'm gonna talk about the movie. This is the movie doll. They're scientists. They're biologists, they're marine biologists, so they're like kind of researching the Amazon jungle. So I really like how it's written, like it really sounds like a smart person. The box is a Skellector box, so I think what you can do now is, oh no, it doesn't open. Because I did open the Corpse Bride recently, and as y'all saw, you could just like, or I didn't even show it, you can open it from the side super easily. And there she is without the glare. On the back here, we have the Certificate of Authenticity. This certifies that your Monster High Skellector, creature from the Black Lagoon doll, materialized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. And then it is signed by the designer Rebecca Shipman. And then that is what the front looks like once again. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the doll. I'm gonna take a closer look at her in a second. Finally got the creature out of the box, and I have a lot of things to say. I think I'll just have to remember what I wanted to say. Truly, this is actually so good for me because I've never been an inbox collector. I like to look at the dolls that I buy, especially when it comes to collector dolls, because so much gets put into them that how can I really truly appreciate them if they're like in a box in my closet, you know what I mean? But that being said, I'm just like so happy I'm able to like hold her and like look at her and like play with her kind of. So this is what the Gill Lady looks like right out of the box. Honestly, like, okay, I don't, because this doll kind of came out like a while ago, I don't remember what people were saying about this one. But she was really easy to get out of the box, mainly because there wasn't much to take out of the box. But also I think the worst parts, or like the hardest parts, were kind of getting this little butt cape out of the box, because it was kind of like attached to the back of the box with thread. So like I was like pulling it thinking that it was just gonna be like regular like plastic, but yeah, that's something to definitely think about when you're taking it out of the box. But yeah, I think she's so pretty, and I can see that there really was like a sort of love and attention that was put into this one. But yeah, okay, so let's get right into it. Well, actually, let's get to the stand first. The stand comes in two parts. It's made out of this really metallic blue type of plastic, and there is a lot to like look at in terms of details. So there's like little rocks, there's the little fish bone, and then there's like a little anchor with the skeleton on there, which is really cool. And I love the kelp that's kind of floating around. I think it really does give that like impression that she's swimming underwater, and this is the type of environment that she's swimming around. And then popping out the top here is some kelp that's like floating. You know, that's really pretty. It's made out of like a softer vinyl material, and it's like a translucent green color. The thing is that it's not the same green as the actual stem of the stand, I suppose. So it's supposed to look like kelp, which I think is really successful in doing that. I like that the little holder, I like the way that it's shaped. It kind of looks like a hand. Or for the way to put it together, it's like not really that hard. So she kind of like sticks in like this. So there's like a little divot in there that kind of matches with the bottom of the stand. And there should be a click when you put it together. And yeah, this is what it looks like in its entirety. And I'm so excited to put her on there. So getting into the actual doll, which is the meat of this video. So this is what the Gill Lady looks like. In comparison, this is what the Gill Man looks like. I think that there was a lot of elements that they kept, really important elements that I'm really happy they kept. And there's a lot of like artistic change that they put, which I think is really cool. Another thing to note is the Gillman's costume was credited towards a man, but in actuality a woman created that costume. And something that I find really interesting is that Rebecca Shipman is obviously like a female designer at this company, so I think that's a nice touch. I don't think that's on purpose, but I think that's like a full circle situation where we're in modern times appreciating this character, appreciating the look of this monster through like the female gaze. And I think that's something that I really love and really cherish about the Gill Man. Anyway, getting away from the sappiness, this is what she looks like. Starting off with her hair. So right out of the box, it's a really, really nice soft saran. So it's kind of pulled back into this ponytail, and then there's some hair wrapped around the actual ponytail, and it's like an array of greens. It really does remind me of like seaweed, which I think is kind of the point. Then it's kind of styled with this like bouffant front type of situation, and then it's also pulled into the back there. I was kind of confused about the crown. Apparently it's supposed to be like a crown, but I don't really see that. I think if anything I might even guys, I might even remove it. But it's basically like I think it's supposed to look like fins kind of, but the Gillman doesn't have fins atop his head. In the back you can see, oh, it is really nice though. I really like the iridescent plastic they use, and I like the different greens that they like. The gradient is really pretty, and I love like you can see how much care was put into the actual sculpting of this piece. And I think it's so cool that there's like a little anchor that's kind of attached to it. But I don't know about the actual idea of it. I just don't know if I'm personally into that. Getting to the face, this is a new face sculpt, and I think it's really cool how they were able to not only feminize, stylize, but they could also like make it pretty, the Gillman's face, because he's a creature, like he's a monster. So I really like how they were able to make it more humanized. The kind of the temples of the head here, there's some like sculpting detail, some ridges, some bumps, and then on the actual face you can see that there are these little fin thingies at the bottom here, and then on the sides we have what is probably the most accurate thing about the Gill Man is that he had the gills. I really like that they were able to keep the kind of like underwater, kind of like fishy vibe with the makeup. I think I just don't know how I feel about the orange lips, because I think it's been like a misconception that the Gill Man had like brighter lips when actually he really didn't. But I like that they gave it to her. I think it's a nice pop, but really I would have just preferred if it was more accurate to the character. Not to say that it's not pretty. I still think that it's like really pretty for what it is. And it does give fish. So the outfit here isn't anything like crazy. I think that the outfit is like kind of cunty, but it's just a bathing suit pretty much. But what it actually is, so first of all we have this like top piece that we can remove here, just because I want to look at the body too. But the piece that's on top of everything is this kind of like, I don't even know how to really explain it, but it really does kind of look like the Gill Man kind of. He has these little ridges on the side of his body too. So I like that they did it in this kind of way where it feels pretty like fashionable. Also you can see it's like pretty sculpted to her body, so that's really nice. And then she has this really cool neck piece that is really giving fish. I really like how it's sculpted. And like the little imperfections, like the little bumps, the little ridges, I think that's really cool that they were able to do that at all. And that is just the back of it, and it kind of stops right there. Then for the actual outfit, it's all gonna be one piece, I think. Yeah, so it's this really pretty bodysuit, and I think it really matches the Creature from the Black Lagoon's design really well. Like, this is pretty much one-to-one. And then on the shoulders, she's got this like tulle situation, this tulle. It's pretty stiff. I don't know if it's tulle, but like, I like that it's pleated like that, so it kind of gives off this like fishy vibe. This whole thing is actually like a gauntlet type of situation, but has the same details that the Gilman has. So it has these like little ridges and like layered scaly parts, and then it has these really cool fins coming out of the arm. The reason why they even went on this expedition is because someone found like the hand of one. Oh guys, my hand is stuck, or like the arm is stuck, it's not bending. Okay, so we're not gonna bend that right now, but that's kind of disappointing. Here is what the hand looks like. It's so accurate to the hands in the movie, because like that's a big center point. Like, they show it a lot of times. I have the action figure for the creature, and it literally comes with a separate hand. I kind of wish it came, like she came with a spare hand. I think that'd be really cool. At the bottom of the bodysuit, we have these little tulle tendrils coming out the hips, and then this big train coming out from behind. I think for an object heel, this isn't that bad, and it kind of makes sense. Like, the harpoon, like, it's a foot. Like, I kind of really like that aspect. So for the actual leg, it's the exact leg that the Creature of the Black Lagoon has. These little fins are quite big in comparison to the actual movie, but I still like them. Like, if anything, it matches Laguna, like G1 Laguna, very well. It does look like this could be Laguna's mother, so I quite like that. The shoe you could take off. Let me see if I could take it off. Take it off. It's just a foot. But going into the actual shoe, so you can see that the nails match her lipstick. Just kidding. It's more so gold, really. But I really like this translucent, this kind of shimmery, iridescent plastic that they're using for the main components of this doll. The fact that the Creature of the Black Lagoon doesn't wear clothes, I think the way that they're doing it is not only respectful, but also like accurate. Because, I mean, when I imagined her with like a beachy, maybe Brazilian inspired like costume. But this is the Creature of the Black Lagoon, and he doesn't wear clothes. So I like how they ended up going. So after taking her clothes off and kind of just like wanting to see how the actual body looked, so it doesn't look like it's actually a custom body. This is actually Jennifier's body, which is obviously totally cool. Kind of disappointing. Now, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way to be using the stand, but the way I ended up doing it is kind of like this. It's a little delicate, but her foot is on the ground. The thing is that the seaweed is kind of constantly going to be in this horizontal, not horizontal, but this diagonal pose. So no matter how you're going to pose her with the stand, she will look like she is actually swimming. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As you can tell, I don't know why I took this one so much more seriously. I think it's because I love Universal Monsters so much, and I love the Creature of the Black Lagoon so much, that I really wanted to get out all that I was feeling. I really like her, guys. I think Rebecca did a really good job for this doll. I think, like, I can tell that she's seen the movie, and I can tell that Mattel wanted to make sure that even though they're gonna cut all the money out from under her, they were at least gonna make an accurate Gilman doll. And I think for the price that she was worth, I think she was like oh god, was she like 100 and something Canadian? I think that's kind of crazy for what you're actually getting. Granted, they did, despite not having that many clothes, her stand is quite impressive. So I think that even though 100 something dollars is kind of crazy, I still think she's a really beautiful doll, and I still think she's quite worth it, especially if you're a fan of this franchise and this character. But yeah guys, let me know what y'all think about her. That's everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. I feel like this one was kind of messy. Like today was kind of confusing, so thank you guys so much for sticking around. Hit me up in the links in my description, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Bye bye.